Rising Venus signs. Welcome to your work career, timeless work career vocation read. That's the word I was looking for. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive. President of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998. Author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. Available on Kindle. I believe there's a link in the description box if you want to check out the preview for free. Oh, right. And I'm a creator on Patreon. Patreon.com/Drawing the Circle. I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. But you can call me Mal. Hey. Hey. First Housers. Cardinal Fire. You rams you. Let's talk about this if you're new to the channel. A work career vocation reading is technically called a 3 levels of power reading. We'll get into that, but there is a link in the description box to a video here on YouTube by Carolyn Myss. That's spelled M-Y-S-S, and she's a PhD. These are her archetype cards explaining the 3 levels of power, the literal, the personal, and the symbolic. There are chakras involved. There's all sorts of stuff going on. But you can use that lens of the 3 levels of power to look at many aspects of life. This time we're looking at life purpose, your contracts, what you came in to do in this life, just you, in 3 levels of power, work, career, vocation. 12 cards total. I think you'll dig it. There are mantras involved at the end. No bookie books this time. I'm not reading from any bookie books because these readings are long enough. You'd think for 12 cards it'd zoom by, but no, not the way I read apparently. So the theme for this series, this timeless, is dress for the job you want. Apparently I want to be a Themysciran ambassador to man's world. I guess it's good work. The pay is lovely. You get to go back to Paradise Island to check in. So that being said, it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Usually one of the 3 levels indicates some leverage. You'll see once it all hits the table if you're new to all of this. So your sun might be more interested in your work in the world. Your moon more about your vocation, your calling, right? Your Venus could absolutely be about your career, what feeds you, your hunger, your thirst. You'll see. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. And I will get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I have gotten for clients for decades since I started doing this spread for clients face-to-face and now around the world. Oh, and if you want to book me for a reading, there is a link in the description box to a video here on YouTube called Booking a Reading with Mal. Explains it all for you, just like Clarissa. Shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. Here we go. Still point. Yeah. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine. For the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, please, what are the 3 dominant 8th chakra archetypes hovering over their head? 1 for work, 1 for career, 1 for vocation, affecting the electromagnetic fields of every other chakra, what they attract, what they repel, how they survive, right? Their survival intuition, their work, how they survive in the world, their creative intuition, their hunger, their thirst, their creativity, their creative intuition, and their vocation, their visionary intuition, their true calling. So let's get work first. There's a work first, walk into the room, work first. And their career, 2nd level of power, and their vocation, 3rd level of power. These are in the title, always, so no surprises, but I like to see how brave you all are. So if you read these, I know we're laying them out this way, but you read them this way. So in this reading, you are a teacher, mystic, damsel, even though it's damsel, mystic, and teacher. We're going to read them this way, but we're going to interpret them this way at the end, so you get from the 8th chakra all the way down. The damsel, feminine family archetype, the mystic, divine family archetype, and your vocation, the teacher, wisdom family archetype of the 9 different families. So you're taking wisdom, dealing with the interior mystical part of it, and dealing with feminine energy. in your work. Let's talk about this. You can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Sometimes as short as a day, that much of a reason. A season, however, can be 10 years, depending on a lifespan, but lifetime is from womb to tomb, right? Birth to death. So the damsel archetype, the shadow, is what you are working on. This is what you came into this life to heal for yourself, to transmute from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace. Choose your alchemical healing language, not just for you, but for all of life, all of humanity. So the damsel, I'm familiar with the damsel archetype. Got it for seasons. She comes and goes. She comes and goes. Waiting for a knight, not a J-Lo song, a K-N-I-G-H-T, waiting for a knight to provide for you. Seduction by romantic illusions. Now, honey, I was in that one, hook, line, and sinker, and didn't know it because, what? I'm in a male body, so I didn't really consider the damsel. These archetypes are never about biological gender. Right? And in work, are you waiting for someone to rescue you? Maybe it's a check, maybe it's a new job, but here's the light you're shooting for in your work. Understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. So if I do have it, and I did have it, I'm much more in the gold, the light, in that sense, but it's a percentage scale. And it goes up and down, right? In your career. Now, this is about the lower three chakras, survival in the physical world. We have a deck to look at those. This is really about your inner world, your heart, throat, third eye, crown, the psychological world, your career, your creativity, what lights you on fire, your emotional thirst, your mental hunger, and the mystic I can relate to. I have mystic lifelong. The shadow attribute, delusional rapport with the divine. Everybody goes through it, right? Because the ego fights it, and the spiritual ego takes the stuff that you're seeing and makes you the ultimate grand high poobah of all that is in the reincarnation of who gives a rat's ass, right? So it is delusional, but it's necessary. Look, I have been in the New Age metaphysical industry, including paganism. God, officially, my first job was in, oh my God, that was back in Boston in the 80s at a crystal store. I have seen some cray along the way. So in terms of your career, be aware of that. It's a necessary part of the stage. Just, like the little MTV logo in the corner of your eye, just be like, okay, I got to keep an eye on this because catch the light. It's worth it. It's worth it to do the alchemy on this. Revels in intimate union with the divine. Oh yeah, that's my gig. That revels? When was the last time you reveled in something, right? To revel in intimate union with the divine. So even though the divine is completely impersonal, yet we're all one, so it's totally intimate. Impersonal and intimate, it implodes the paradox, but that's the divine for you. Wow. Now, the teacher I am very familiar with. This is another lifelong archetype for me. My mother's a teacher. I can name every teacher I've had since kindergarten, and not just schooling like that, right? All sorts of teachers. And I'm always sharing my teachers, Carolyn Mays, Matt Kahn, the other spiritual teachers I've come across on my path. So the shadow attribute, well, it's we don't need no education. Wrong! Do it again! The shadow attribute, manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills, rampant on planet Earth, and has been for a really, really, really long time, centuries. The light attribute, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. And wisdom, why not? Wisdom family archetype. So even if you're not a literal blackboard. Do blackboards still exist? A white pen board, I don't even know, a dry erase board, right? You don't have to be standing up in front of a class to do this. You teach by example. Everybody's supposed to be teaching by example, but what's your curriculum, right? No, this is a calling. This might be something you're unaware of, that you're just a natural teacher and that it's a calling. It's a great way to reframe things, even if it's, just for a reason rather than a season or a lifetime. Boom. That's the most we're going to talk about any of these cards individually, because now we're going tarot. We got 2 tarot decks. Daughters of the Moon to get the next 4 chakras down. Crown, third eye, throat, heart, right? Spiritual power, mental power, will, choice, decision, willpower, what you will, what you want. and emotional power, and then we're going to use the Mythic Tarot for the lower 3 chakras, which is the external stuff. So this is the stuff behind your eyes. This is the stuff in front of your eyes, as well as it can be you from the outside looking in at yourself. Daughters of the Moon, please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon my goddesses of fire, the sign of Aries, powers of the south, please, 1 card in clarity, 3 cards in clarity. It's a new series. 3 cards in clarity for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. What's going on the inside world? The inside world, their feminine energy, their goddess energy, their spiritual, mental, will, and emotional power combined in their work with the damsel in the 8th. They've got the learner. Excellent. Good old 8 of Pentacles. A crone teaching a maiden how to weave a blanket. And over here under my finger is a blanket that she recently wove, but has been doing since she learned it from a crone, you know? So good. There's a real wisdom inside of you when it's earth, heart, third eye crown, pentacles, earth, element of earth. It's about wisdom that you've had through experience, but you're still in a learning process. This is also certainly about keeping your head down, having the wisdom to just keep my head down, keep going. I'm almost at the 9, right? 9 of Pentacles is pretty cool. All right, my goddesses, in their career, 2nd level of power, their creative intuition really highlighted here in 2nd level of power, heart, third eye crown, mystic in the 8th. What's going on there? Good. 2 of blades, 2 of swords, 2 fencers, right? This one is M-O-O, I believe. Well, it's definitely martial arts. I just can't remember. I think it's probably Japan. I don't remember. Please forgive me. Don't cancel me. I have cats to feed. So this is like chess, right? This is analyzing, gathering information. In fact, the word analysis is the key word written at the bottom. So good. Very third eye. Kind of look, well, if you're checking to make sure, you know, that your rapport with the divine isn't delusional, I think that's a really good idea, right? You know, I've had some intense mystical experiences, and they don't translate well when they first come through. You try and explain to people things like, we're all one. It's like, duh, what else you got, right? A little hard. So to do that third eye back and forth, to look at it from other angles, I like it. Wise. It seems very, very wise. All right, you could be getting some major inspiration in your career, and that's why you've got your head down in your work, waiting for something to rescue you, but learning how to rely upon yourself, right? Literally, it says right here, inspires you to rely on yourself, and you're learning how to do that in your work. Could be self-employed or wanting to be self-employed. I made that jump in 1998. All right, my goddesses, the teacher in the 8th chakra, their calling, right? Their spiritual calling, the star that calls them forth, the inspiration, their visionary intuition here, wisdom, family, teacher in the 8th, what's going heart, third eye crown. All right, don't freak out at this word. It is the 8 of flames, which is the 8 of wands. Everybody loves the 8 of wands, right? Arrows of love, I remember hearing billions of times. This is called burnout, which is, yes, can be, you know, literal societal burnout. Who doesn't deal with burnout every now and again? Essentially, that's about putting out more than you're taking in. I've learned how to surf burnout just to feel that edge. And that's, I'm like, I need a day off, and I need to go play in my garden. Like, that's what I did yesterday while I was setting up everything for these readings in the editing phases, right, to get it all ready for the video itself to be made. But think of a forest fire. It's my most hated image, is the idea of a forest fire. I'm a past life dryad, baby. I don't like forest fires. But when it's inside, that is fast moving, passionate, driven, and, if I may say, you have 2 8s. So you have the wisdom in your work to deal with this, but the mystical information that's coming in third eye, take your time. You're an Aries. Slow down. Mercury, I think, goes direct today at the time of this recording. Today is June 1st, right? Start the month with a new series, timeless read. So this looks good. This looks good. Willing to learn with analysis, right? I dig it. But there might very well be throat chakra fire choices, just like, I want to do this, chomping at the bit. That's the word. The phrase, I should say. Mythic Tarot, lower three chakras, outside looking in, inside looking out, as well as the lower three chakras are all about relationships, all about good chunk. Your root chakras, your tribes, your groups, your circles of friends, your nationality, your genetic heritage, your, just all of that. Like, I think I might still be on the books as a member of the Bad Reputation Nation, Joan Jett's fan club from the fucking 80s, right? So, group, second chakra, one-on-one relationship with another human, usually another person in work, career, vocation, but it's also money and finances, creativity, sexuality, all that stuff. So a one-on-one relationship with another person or thing. Solar plexus is all about you, though, personal power, your survival intuition that no one else is getting in that moment but you. So it's connected to your self-esteem, your honor code, your boundaries, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. You guys liked that, huh? Okay. As I call upon my gods of Aries, the sign of, as I call upon my gods of fire, the sign of Aries, powers of the South, please. 3 cards, lower 3 chakra, work, career, vocation for the Aries collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading inside out, outside in, lower 3 chakras, damsel in their work with the learner, 8 of Pentacles, heart, third eye, crown. Y'all got the 6 of Cups, lower 3 chakras. So you may be daydreaming, reflecting back on other times, but to me, the 6 of Cups, because I have some experience in numerology, 6s are numbers of harmony, so that wistfulness could certainly be there, but it could also be daydreaming forward. I know, that's usually more 7 of Cups. But with that thing that you have this wisdom inside of you, what you may be doing here as a damsel is looking back over your work in the world. Now, just to clarify, work is what you do to pay the bills, but not everybody pays their bills in their work. I don't. My work is setting up the camera and corporate presidents and tax form, getting all that stuff done. All administrational, S corporation of one, just me. I make my money as an artist, a spiritual artist, a mystical artist, a reader, a spiritual teacher. That's my creativity, right? That's where I make my money, and my vocation is as a mystic, which keeps me going. Just keeps you. It's a mystery. The universe has a plan. It's better than anything you can even conceive, and you can't fuck it up, Mark. So just give it your best, right? So I like this for you. My gods, the mystic in their career, if they are indeed reflecting on the past there, then maybe they're reflecting on the inside with that mystic in the 8th. In their career, 2 of Blades, on the inner, that analysis, lower 3 chakras, 8 of Cups. All right. So there is a little bit of a descent into the underworld here, not horrible. The suit of Cups is in the Mythic Tarot is the myth of Eros and Psyche. It is a brilliant myth about the path of true love, but that's a different set of reads. Not that your work, career, vocation isn't totally a part of the path of true love, but we'll talk about that some other time. This is Psyche, which is where we get the word psychology from, the Greek word for the soul, and the butterfly, because, you can get as much out of those words as you can. Going into the underworld to retrieve a jar of beauty cream for her mother-in-law who doesn't like her. So she gives her impossible tasks. So, yes, 8 of Cups, usually thought of as walking away from. In this deck, not so much. It's more walking deeper into. And what do you got on the inside? Thinking about it, you're analyzing it, you're feeling it out, but on the outside, people might feel like you're pulling back, you're withdrawing, but, as a mystic, I'm in the underworld every day. I got a freaking revolving door to the underworld and the River Styx Speed Pass. I know I've been watching too much Russian Doll. She's affecting me. Her last name is Lyons. Mine is Lyons. So digging this too, right? It makes sense for a mystic to pull back from the world, maybe to recharge their energies, maybe for inspiration, which then we're looking up here at your vocation. Let's look. Let's get a nice deep breath on this one. Still point. All right. My gods of fire, sign of Aries, powers of the south. This one feels like this might be their leverage, right? Because we got wistful with the damsel in work. We've got the mystic going deep, which there could be some leverage there too. But the teacher in their vocation, I am self-taught, right? Yes, I read books. Yes, I went to classes, but spiritually, tarot, I taught myself by doing autodidact, #autodidact. So, teacher in the 8th, burnout, 8 of flames, passion, consuming creation, very throat chakra. What's going on lower 3 chakras here in their vocation? 5 of cups, you have got a majority water spread. And these are the only 2 tarot decks we're doing here. Interesting, you got 5, 6, and 8. So, like I said before, about that 7 of cups, it's not here right now. However, I'm going to say that what's going on inside of you, something is being revealed that is emotionally upsetting. Here again, Eros is the Greek, and Psyche, they got married in the 3 of Cups. They met in the 2 of Cups after he pricked his finger, Eros, on one of his magical golden arrows, saw her, fell in love. He was supposed to kill her. Aphrodite told him to, darling, kill her, right? Mom. So, fell in love with her. They got married in the 3 of Cups. The 4 of Cups, her sisters come by. Oh, and she's not allowed to see him, see his face. They got married without seeing each other because he wanted her to love him for him. Not because he's the god of erotic love and everybody who looks at him falls in love. Well, at least muggles, what are you going to do, right? She's a princess, by the way. She's a lot to consider. Her sister's whispering in her ear, how do you know? How do you know? How do you know? Could be anything. Could be a monster. You have no idea. You've never seen him. Fucking trifling bitches. So what does she do? They make love. She grabs a lamp. She wants to look at his face. A drop of hot oil hits his thigh, good for debilitation, I suppose, or conditioning. He wakes up and he flees, knocking over 4 of the 5 cups. So all is not lost here. But I do feel like there may be some major dissatisfaction while you're waiting for your prince, your knight, K-N-I-G-H-T, to come. Then it really does feel like your leverage here is in the mystic. That you need to look at things differently on the inner. You need to pull back, maybe even emotionally, right? It's not about the outside world then. This is about you doing you on the inside, and thankfully, we've got 3 more cards to hit the table. No bookie book reading, but it is from the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. Every reading I do, I use these. They're very helpful. I use the 5 card draws I just did for new moon to full moon, May into June 2022. Work done this morning, lit me up like Broadway. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the ascended masters of life purpose through the 3 levels of power of work, career, and vocation, please 3 healing mantras, the perfect healing mantras, because they haven't done anything wrong, right? In order to be who they were born to become in this life and fulfill their role in the plan, life couldn't happen any other way. That would be a good place to start. Can you give them the perfect healing mantras, 1 for work, 1 for career, 1 for vocation, that they can put together as one power paragraph in this timeless work, career, vocation read for the Aries Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. In their work, they've got the Damsel with that wisdom of the learner on the inner, 8 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups, a little wistful, looking things over, feeling it out, not sure how they feel. What's the healing mantra to help them with that? Dispelling sadness. I will feel better once I get the rest I need. Boom. I will feel better once I get the rest I need. So, you do have the internal infrastructure in your work here. But if you're feeling a little damsely, and remember that knight may not be another person. Could be, certainly in a general read, but it could be that waiting for that opportunity while being wistful about how it used to be. Take the rest you need. You will feel better, but that's not a once and done, is it? All right. Ascended masters in their career, the mystic. In the 8th chakra, 2 of blades analysis on the inner, 8 of cups on the outer, pulling back, withdrawal, going deeper into themselves, most likely. What's their perfect healing mantra for that? Welcoming surrender. There is no problem, only destiny being revealed. Yes, which work. Look, this is very Eckhart Tolle, power of now, right? The ego turns it into a problem. The soul sees it as a situation. And that's just one example, right? So here, you get to embrace you've done nothing wrong. The universe has a plan. You can't screw it up. But if you think you are, then you keep experiencing it that way. Because we never get what we want unless it's what we need. It's like, yeah, a 3-year-old wants to drive a truck. No, you don't need to do that right now. Eat your Wheaties. I don't know. I don't have kids. I have cats, right? And companies. So, you know, there is no problem. Only destiny being revealed. But that doesn't mean it's been revealed to you yet. But if it does come through, keep an eye on the delusional rapport with the divine and revel on the inner. Hey, if I had the time and the money, I would take off for a week, go to I don't know about a beach resort, but like a little cabin on the beach with everything I needed there for a week to just like mystic out and revel in the divine with nobody around but warm water and beaches. Book me. And book me. Maybe I'll be able to do that for a read. So I love this. So far you're dispelling sadness in your work, welcoming surrender in your career, and that's not surrender to outside. That's saying, all right, I haven't done anything wrong. It's just destiny being revealed, and it may not be fully revealed yet. All right, Ascended Masters, the teacher in the 8th of their vocation. Burnout, roaring flames, 8 flames on the sides of their 8th, well, I guess on the sides of their face, on the 3rd eye crown, with the 5 of cups. So there's definitely maybe some kind of emotional change there, some emotional distress, some emotional upset. In the physical world there that's really inspiring them to go within. So what's the perfect healing mantra to help them with that in this timeless Aries Work-Career-Vocation read? Rewiring the nervous system, I find strength in surviving my traumas. Let's talk a moment. What is it like to rewire anything? Well, I personally don't know. Do I look like I'm good at circuitry? Not that kind, right? Chakric circuitry, sure. But think of your nervous system as just that. To rewire the nervous system. When the nervous system gets inflamed, you need rest, right? Dispelling sadness. This does make sense. But it's a good mantra to rewire it. I find strength in surviving my traumas. And remember, you can have all sorts of different kind of traumas. Physical, emotional, mental, even spiritual, even mystical. And that is the alchemy itself, right? From lead to gold. We do the alchemy, we do the healing. And it comes back to something I have heard my entire life from my family members. If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. Well, spoiler alert, you're an immortal soul, right? Your higher self manifested as a soul on a hero's journey in a human body, fulfilling a contract. And I have to say, in your work, dispelling sadness, in your career, welcoming surrender and rewiring the nervous system, this is going to work. This can work. Because you reverse this, here's your mantra. In my vocation, I find my strength surviving my traumas. In my career, there is no problem, only destiny being revealed. And in my work, I'll feel better once I get the rest I need. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to put this together in a little bit of a blessing, synopsis, if you like, bring it all together into alignment. And then we'll chat a little bit at the end, because I have learned over the past couple of months that the easiest way for me to let go of, in this case, the Aries energy of the collective, to let the goofy loose. Shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, for the Aries collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need in their work, career, vocation, so that, I'll read it this way, in their vocation they embrace their ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom with this passion, with this burnout, flaming through them, probably transforming them in the process as well. And as that turns to ash, it's fertile soil for new trees to grow, because there is some emotional change here that is probably traumatic, but it's okay, because they find strength. Help them find strength in surviving their traumas and in their career, that they can revel in intimate union with the divine, because it's a tricky gig, but it's worth it. While that third eye analysis back and forth is looking at it, keeping it in check, and the garbage truck is here. I can pause a prayer, be right back. 3 words. Autobot self-flagellation. The mystic in the 8th. Reveling in intimate union with the divine, with the analysis, the third eye looking at it, back and forth, which is the best thing to start with, right? With this 8 of Cups, pulling back, going within, I almost said Circe, Psyche, going into the underworld to pick up some pawns for her mom, her mother-in-law who doesn't like her, getting that it's all part of it. There is no problem, only destiny being revealed. This is temporary, what you're going through. Don't freak. And so that in their work, they can understand the the nature of healthy romance, inspiring them to rely on themselves, and they are learning, and they need to acknowledge that this is a step-by-step, line-by-line, thread-by-thread learning that they have, but they have a nice solid foundation of the 8 of Pentacles inside of them. So yeah, if they're getting a little wistful, looking over their work in the world, I did that, I hated that, I loved that, I would love to do that again, but I would like to do that in that scenario, that kind of deal. But emotional, that will make a lot more sense of them as they dispel sadness, and they'll feel better once they get the rest they need, and may they feel better once they get the rest that they need. Recharging, being recharged, replenished, may they be recharged, replenished, renewed, refreshed, and made ready for all that is required for them in fulfillment of their life purpose in this timeless read, and may they be blessed with all that they need to do so for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So mote it be. And so it is. And with all the chaos going on in the world, you fulfill your role in the divine plan to the best of your ability. It's going to make it better for everybody. So did you like it? Like it. Hit the thumbs up. Cardinal air sign, cardinal fire signs. Oh my God. Give it to them. Show it to them. Change the algorithm. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. And if you want more of me and you haven't yet, I don't know, you might want to consider subscribing. Apparently people are, and I'm kind of digging it. And if you want to go deeper, if you really want to put the metaphysical mystical pedal to the metaphysical mystical metal, come Patreon on Patreon, patreon.com/drawing the circle. It's my favorite thing on earth right now. Best career decision I ever made. Why? Because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons. You can call me Mal. Have a really, really great day. Comment if you like. This was a lot of fun, and I get it. And if you want a private read, you know how to do it too. Linky in the description box. I love you. Good luck with all of this. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.